Everyone, it's me, Miss Kate.
And Miss Hazel.
Hi. So today we're going to do something that I think is going to be really fun. Once again, over the summer, we were in Minneapolis, and Minneapolis is full of really good art if you go there. And we were in the airport, and there's a big installation by an artist named Anne Labovitz. I'm sorry if I pronounced her name incorrectly, but they're big pieces of fabric that are painted, and they're so beautiful. If you're ever there, go check that out. It was on our way to pick up our luggage, I think. And it was called 22 Conversations. So I felt inspired to come back and do it with all of you. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Remember, when we're inspired by something, we're not copying someone else's work. We're actually creating our own piece. So I'm using paper because, well, first of all, we have it. And also it's, I think it'll be a little easier for us to paint on. This one, if you can actually see it, it has some paint on it because I used it as my underpiece when I was painting. The other one I'm going to show you. Always remember to cover your table so that if you're painting, so you don't get stuff all over the place. I'm going to use tempera paints and some watercolor paints, and I'm using this card. If you ever go to a hotel or you get a gift card that you've already used, they're really good for scraping paint. So we're scraping paint in this one, which also makes it dry pretty quickly. So I'm going to stand up so I can get to this. This is a big piece that I'm going to hang up this way, but here we go. I'm going to put some paint down this way. Here's some orange. I'm going to add in some yellow. Yeah, there we go. Yellow. And some red. I use that to hold down the paper so it wouldn't roll up. And I'm going to probably have to add more paint later, but you don't want to add too much to start with, otherwise you just end up with wasted paint or really globby paint.
If you
Yes.
didn't have a card, could you use something else?
Oh, you could use cardboard. Cardboard works really well, like a little square or rectangle of cardboard would be really great for this. And also maybe having something to wipe off your paint when you're done, but I'm going to let my paints mix up. So on the brown paper, the orange doesn't look quite so orangey, does it? But that's okay because I'm sort of going for this. So in her painting, she uses, she describes her paintings as having a lot of movement and light. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do to bring the light in just a moment. I'm going to paint only part of this now so that we can keep moving. Right, here we go. I'm just going to scrape.
That looks a little fun.
It's actually really fun to scrape paint. I really like it. We've done lots of paint scraping, haven't we, Miss Hazel? Yeah.
This is a big one though.
It is fun, and I really like this paper.
And you could use white paper or
any
color.
paper.
Yeah.
We just happen to have this. We're actually using it as a doorstop in this room where we are. And so I'm using it right now to paint. Now, I'm not going to paint the whole thing now, but I'm going to show you how I added light. I'm just getting the paint off this thing. And then when you're done, you can just throw it in, just rinse it off and then use it for later. Okay, so these are watercolor paints that we got. This one's white and this one's silver, so you can see the white separated. You have to shake them up all the time. So I'm going to use, actually I'm not going to dirty that up, I'm just going to use the inside of my cap because I want to give some light to this. So I thought for light I would add in some silver streaks in here too, so that when the light hits it, it would be, hopefully it would show up. Actually, now I'm going to pour it back in. I'm going to do the same with the white, so I just want to show you how fun this is. White and silver and gold liquid watercolors separate. So remember, it's all clear right here, but watch. Now it just looks like white paint again. Now if you don't have liquid watercolors, it's okay. You could just figure out other way. You could just use regular, like some tempera or some acrylic to give it some, to add some light to yours too. Now, okay, so I'm going to switch these out so we can see the other piece that I did already. Here's this one that I did already. It's still a little bit damp because I just did it this morning. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun to hang this up and have just some snippets? They're like little bits of conversations. So I was already thinking, our friend Brady, who's hilarious, he's a kindergartner this year. and he sometimes doesn't want to go to the beach, but when he gets there, he says, I never want to leave here. So I was thinking I would write, I never want to leave the beach, right on here. So I'm going to use a Sharpie. I'm not going to put his name on it, but go. So I'm going to turn it this way, maybe I can leave. And I'll put quotation marks because that was something funny. I know, can you think of something funny someone said to you recently, Miss Hazel? It doesn't have to be funny. It could be actually just interesting,
I
too.
always think of this because my dad said it all the time. It's nice to be nice.
We could write that. It's nice to be nice. That's one of the things we say to kids a lot, too.
Yeah. Oh, they're doing construction next to our office. Our headquarters.
Oh, speaking of that, did you notice the background? We're back in, well, we're not back in the same room that we did all the other videos on, but we're in a room that is using the same shelves and some of the art pieces behind us too. So I'm going to keep working on this, and then I'm going to hang it up on one of our walls. We have a really big wall in here that I think would be fun to put it up on, and maybe that will inspire some of the kids to make their own. Okay, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for coming to see us. Bye.
Bye, friends.